Hi, hello, hello, who is here? Can you hear me? I'm just going to check on my computer. It's been a long time. Okay, so I can hear myself at least on my own computer. So I hope some of you are here wanting to today connect after a very long time. I think it's been over 2.5 months, and I'm here to explain to you where I've been, what I've been up to, and why I decided to take a little longer break than usual. So for those of you who are joining, I know I accepted some of your requests to join the group. So welcome into Athena's parenting community. I am your host, Sunaina Bora. I am a youth and parent life coach. I work with parents and I work with children. I work with children from the ages of 8 and above, though I think children are really ready for coaching only after the ages of 10. So I do get a lot of, the other day I got an inquiry from a lady, a mother who said her 7-year-old daughter was not being confident, etc. And then I explained a number of things to her, and she realized that her daughter actually did not need coaching. So it's not like I have an open shop here and I take everyone just because I want to make money. I'm here because I really think that the universe and God has a divine plan for me. And that divine plan is for me to help bring more peace, love, and harmony in every family unit, because I honestly believe that the world would be a more peaceful place, a happier place, if we could create peace, love, and harmony at the level of a family unit. So, married for over 23 years. I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son. So where have I been for all of those who've been in the group for a long time? I have been over the summer holidays. So my children's exams in schools, I think, ended around June 15th. And after that, I made a conscious decision not to spend too much time at work. And I just finished up with the clients I had, and I did not take on any new clients because I wanted to give focused and dedicated time to my daughter, specifically my 18-year-old, because she has gone to university in America, and she got into her dream college, she got into her dream program, and she is pursuing that in the US. And therefore I wanted to spend the summer, I won't use the word coaching, but in guiding her and revisiting a lot of the value systems that we have as a family, a lot of the guidelines that we've raised our children in, a lot of the do's and don'ts, temptations that college life, being away from home for so long. And there is a program that I develop for children from the ages of 8 to 12 that both my children have gone through twice, called Athena Shining Star Program. And I really requested my daughter to allow me to take her through the program. And it's around 26 lessons, and we would sit every day and we had this mother and daughter bonding time of an hour and a half that was sacrosanct. And I took her through that program, which taught about how your mind creates your reality, peer pressure, bullying, how to use visualization skills to achieve what you want, goal setting, time management skills. So I actually took her through all the 26 lessons because I wanted her to, like I said, revisit and remember everything we had done together earlier on. So it was like a little toolkit. We did a lot of tapping. I wanted her to learn about tapping. I spoke about it in an earlier video, and I think a lot of you enjoyed. So tapping is emotional freedom technique where we use acupuncture points in our uh, on our face to help us to overcome whatever we might be. So I took her through Athena Shining Star program. We used to do tapping together, and what else did we do? Actually have the file together, and we used to meditate together, and we used to do breathing together. So I wanted her and we read a book together. The book was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I think it's a great book for everyone to read. So we made that like our Bible to read in the 1 month time frame that I had with her, where we spent that hour and a half together. So we did these 5 things and we read the book. And I think, so with kids, it's not about getting them to learn, they've learned and they're going to take off. It's about revisiting certain lessons throughout their lives at different junctures. So, but I have to say that I have to give credit to my almost 19-year-old. She turns 19 next month. So I have to give credit to my 19-year-old for agreeing to go through a program that she and I did, that I took her through when she was 11 or 12 years old, because that program was pure gold. So she did go through that. So that's what I did in the summer with her, and then we flew to America in August and we just returned on the 1st of September. So I know it's the 16th today, but I took 2 weeks to sort of set up and get off the ground and just create more momentum. I've had so many of my old clients contact me again. So the last 1 week I've been sort of setting up appointments and schedules, and I just needed a little time to center myself and be here for you all. And as you know, I'm very committed. So once I've made the commitment to be here, I want to be here for you guys. So yes, so that's where I've been. So she is in the US. She WhatsApps us almost daily, but we don't get to speak that often. So we speak every maybe 3 days, a quick chat. After the first, I think, 10 days of settling in, she has, I think university life has really hit her. And you see the background, the tiles and the background, this is her room. My office room downstairs is also white and it's under renovation. There's some little work going on there. So I'm sitting in her room and her beautiful energy surrounds me. And yes, so this is Sunaina Vora, and a very I don't think it's sad. I think it's just how families are. So we're a family of 4, right? So this Saturday we went to see a movie. My husband, my younger 16-year-old son, and myself. We went for a movie, and after the movie, we went out to have a quick bite, and we entered the restaurant, and the guy said, "So how many of you are there? Table 4?" And my son and I were in the front, and we both said 4. And then we both looked at each other, and my son said, "Sad vibes." So yeah, I told my daughter that. I said it was our first outing without you, so it did feel a bit incomplete and it felt a bit strange, but I keep being really, really grateful for where she is, what she's doing, being able to pursue her dream program in her dream university. So thank you, universe, thank you, God, thank you for everyone who has sent love and blessings to me and my family. So yes, that's me. Thank you guys for being here live, all those who are here. Ghazala, no, you're not late at all. Hi Ekta, how are you? I think you are on for the first time. And hi Alia, how have you been? So I'm not going to touch my phone too much because my phone is also gaining momentum. It's been a bit funny. So hi Bhavna, how are you? So a lot of you responded to my comment yesterday about how's everyone been, and there were a couple of comments, but I really, really wanted to talk about a subject for one of my older clients who came to me this week. That's sweet, Bhavna. I'm happy to be back. I was away for the summer to drop my daughter to the US. So back and recovered and getting back into the rhythm of work. when you're a standalone army, then you can get a little bit lazy, and it's just the thing between getting out of inertia and getting back into work and the momentum. So, welcome Ekta. Where are you based? Hi Sarika, how are you? Ekta, where are you based in the world, and how many kids do you have? How old are they? Do write in the comments below if you're new. Anybody else who's new, jump in, tell us where you're from, which part of the world, and how many kids you have, and if there's any specific parenting struggles that you have. So I want to go back to a client of mine who contacted me. So I coached his elder son approximately 2.5, 3 years ago, and at that point I had told this gentleman, really sweet man, and honestly, when I have clients contact me, I can tell you honestly, the divide is 80% women contact me and 20% men contact me. As in 80% of the mothers contact me because either they feel they need help or their child needs help, and it's only 20% of the times that the fathers contact me. So this was one of those men. Oh, Ekta, little baby boy, please hold him tight. 19 months and my daughter is 19 years, and you cannot imagine, darling, how quickly time flies. You cannot imagine. Hug your baby tight for me and give him one big kiss from me, because I don't want to say I want to turn the clock back. It's very selfish to say that, but see, just talking about it is emotional. So I've been very brave the last 2 weeks. So yeah, so just hold your baby tight. Yeah. So yeah, it's literally like giving a piece of your heart away, leaving a piece of your heart back. There, okay, so coming back to my client. So my client came to me 2.5 years ago because his 18-year-old son was off track and wasn't even attending college here in Dubai, was lying to his parents, etc., etc. And at that point, I had told my client, I had said, I think you need the coaching. And at that point, he was just not convinced, and he really resisted it. He resisted it so much that I ended up coaching his son. And then the wife was so stressed out, and she was stressed out more because of the environment rather than she herself. And the wife told me that actually my husband needs the coaching more than anybody in this family, but I think I, as a mother and as a wife, will benefit. So can you please coach me also? So after I finished coaching their 18-year-old son, he came back on track, and this family is forever grateful. They're very sweet. They've stayed in touch. Always told me about, the milestones their son is crossing, how well he's doing now in college. So the 18-year-old son came to me for coaching, and the wife came to me for coaching. And then they went away and, kept informing me. And then he contacted me last week and came in with his 17-year-old daughter. And he told me that his daughter, and he used to have a very nice relationship. They were very close, and that he felt that he had lost touch with his daughter. He felt that she had withdrawn. He felt that she'd become very serious. And most times parents come to me when they want to be focused, or when they want their child to be more focused or manage their time better or concentrate on their studies. His daughter was actually very focused, doing well in her studies, and was a perfectionist. So the father actually told me, I want my daughter to be a happy, bubbly, bouncy child. I want her to enjoy life. I want her to be light. I don't want her to take life so seriously. She is so stressed out all the time the stress is impacting her so much that she's developed a skin disorder because of the stress. The doctor said that your child has developed a skin disorder because of the stress. So the father sent me this long list and email, and then when I called the child, the daughter and the father in, the father sat and said almost the same things in front of her. It wasn't like he was hiding anything in front of his daughter. And when he left, I looked at her and I said, and I was asking in between, because he used the word like, oh, she's in depression, and I said, sorry. I said, do you agree about what your father's saying? And she was like, no, with regard to her results. So she says, no, I'm not in depression. I was disappointed. So please note, parents, when you use words like depression, right now I can say, oh, I am absolutely heartbroken that I've left my daughter. Or I can say I'm devastated that I've left my daughter in the US. Or I can say, I miss my daughter. Or I can say, yes, I'm trying to cope with her absence, but I know she's happy. So you see the range. You see the range is very, very different in the words you use. So please don't think you can easily, lightly say words like, oh, my child is in depression. Believe me, you are causing your child to be in depression when he or she isn't, by using the wrong words. So please be very, very, very careful about the words you're using, yeah? So anyway, the father went off after the 15-minute introduction. I said, okay, now that you've given me an update, I knew the parents, so I didn't need to have a session with them separately. So I said, I'd like to talk to your daughter alone. So I spoke to the 17-year-old daughter. And I said, whatever your father said in front of you, are you in agreement? And she said, yes, I have withdrawn. So the topic for today is, for all of you joining a little bit later, is why has my child stopped talking to me? Ekta, I'm just curious, darling. You've got a 19-month-old. So how did you hear about me, and what is your purpose of being in the group? Because this is a group largely where we talk about issues dealing with kids 8 and above, but I also have programs for parents, so I can talk to you later if you want. You can fix up a call with me if there's something you're struggling with, but I'm curious what brings you to this group. Yeah, hi Lenny, how are you? So the topic for all those who are joining it a bit later in the live is why has my teenager stopped talking to me? Why has my teenager withdrawn? We no longer share a close bond. What's going wrong? So, like I shared with you all the example of this daughter who told me, when I sat with her alone, the first thing the child said was, my father is so stressed out. Please listen very, very carefully. It was like, I really wish I could have videoed the child. I really wish I could have videoed the child, because then you would understand how your energy, how your behavior is impacting what you're getting from your child. So the daughter said, my father is so stressed out. I am too scared to share anything that might stress him further, because it will take him over the edge. And I know that will cause him to have a negative impact on his health. So I would rather not tell him anything, and I would rather not stress him out. And therefore, I have withdrawn from my father and sharing things. I continue to share with my mother, but with my father, yes, the bond is now much less, because he's just so stressed out from work, from life in general. He's always been so stressed out. So that was like huge wisdom coming from a 17-year-old. And then the 17-year-old said another beautiful thing. Listen very carefully. She said, my father is so stressed out that he thinks by first sending my brother 2 years ago to you, and then my mother came, and then by sending me, he can reduce his stress levels. Parents, the wisdom of your kids, the wisdom of our kids is unbeatable. My father is so stressed out that he thinks by sending my brother, then my mother, and then now me, he will be able to reduce his stress levels. But the one who needs the coaching the most is him. What wisdom is that? It is absolutely amazing. And my jaw was on the floor and I said, oh my God, I really, really wish I could record everything you have said. So the topic for today, why has my child stopped speaking to you? Why has my child withdrawn? So your child could be 8, 10, 12, but they're picking up your energy. Just the way when your husband comes home from work and he's had a good day, he smiles and has tea and you sit with him. Then on another day when you can actually pick up his energy and you know he's had a bad day, you ask him for a cup of tea and he sits in front of the TV with a grumpy face on, you know you'd rather withdraw and let him be on his own so that he could cool down. So what are you doing? You are picking up on your husband's energy. In the same manner, your child picks up on your energy. Please do not underestimate the wisdom of your children. So what can you do? So coming to what I would advise you to do, if you think your child is struggling to communicate with you, if you think your child has withdrawn, or if you think your child is no longer close to you and has started confiding too much with their friends, to a certain extent it's normal, yeah. Children, as they grow up, they tend to slant more towards their peer group than towards their parents, which is normal thing about growing up, yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to know whether your child has moved away from you and you are no longer providing the right environment for your child to feel safe to open up, yeah. So what can you do? The first thing is become conscious of what is the mood. So it could be you as a mother or your husband, whoever it is at home. Become conscious of your mood. How are you walking around the house after you've come back from work or after your child has come back from school? If you've had a bad day, are you walking around in that cloud of stress or anger or something that your child looks and goes, oh, bad day, stay away. I can't tell her I've done badly in my maths paper, or I can't tell him that while I was walking I dropped my phone and broke my screen, so I'll reserve it for another day, yeah. So be conscious of how you are being in the day. Does anybody here relate to what I'm saying? Do you think this has happened in your homes? Do you think you feel that yes, you could possibly be the cause that your child is not communicating with you? Do share in the comments below and let me know how all of this, what I'm talking to you, is making sense or landing with you, yeah? So the first thing is, what is the mood? Hi Samya, how are you? What is the mood you're walking around at home in? The second thing is, when you're talking to your child, are you always using that moment to lecture your child at every opportunity? Or are you just having a normal conversation? Because even I do that. I'm a coach, for heaven's sake, and I have so much of wisdom to impart my kids that sometimes my kids go, there's been a time, yeah, recently, like in the summer when my son went blah blah, he just didn't want to listen to me. So he's done that to me. So it's not like I'm flawless and I don't make any mistakes. I do. But then I backtrack and I realize that it's not my child who is at fault, but it's me who has to change my approach and how I'm approaching my children, right? So the first point is, what is the mood that you're walking around with? The second thing is, are you always at every opportunity to be with your child, always lecturing your child? Yeah. The third is, are there enough times in the day or in the week for you to bond with your child? Do you, I'll share with you. So this weekend, like I mentioned earlier, my son, so we've come back, yeah, on the 1st of September. So it's been 2 weeks. The first week was all jet lag getting in, and the last week has been sort of, I think, a decent week, but I know that we're 100% back in this week. It's literally taken us 2 weeks. So uh, so the what I'm talking about is, are there enough opportunities in the day or week for you to bond with your child and family activities like going to the beach, going to watch a movie, going bowling, whatever it is, whatever rocks your boat, reading together, watching a movie at home together, cooking together, whatever it is you guys do. Are there enough opportunities for your child to feel chilling out, that he's chilling out with his parents, so that he might also have the opportunity to open up and talk with you? So for example, if you're working and you're at work and you want to ask your boss for a leave, yeah, you're not going to go in when your boss is super stressed out and busy in their work. You're going to choose a time and a day where your boss is laughing or having a cup of tea or coffee and looking relaxed. And then you're going to go in and say, boss, hey, I'm planning to go to, I don't know, Turkey for a holiday. And can you please approve my leave? I'm going for a week. It's my wedding anniversary, right? So you will sort of put in your leave application when your boss is in a chill mood, when everyone's laughing and having a good time and being relaxed. So in the same way, when we went out for a movie this Saturday, so we were all, the movie was really good fun. It's a Hindi movie called Chichore. If you get a chance, please watch it. Great lessons for parents, all about university life. So for us as a family, it was perfect to go see the movie, considering we've just dropped our daughter to university. So after we saw the movie, we were laughing and discussing about the movie. Then we went to the restaurant, we were eating there, and we were talking again. And then my son casually said, now that we're talking about this subject, I was thinking, can I buy this computer? Okay. So obviously I said, oh, so you've been waiting for an opportune moment to put your request. And he said, no, it's been on my mind. So I just thought I'd ask y'all. So you see, there's nothing wrong in that, because you and I would do the same thing. And that's what communication is about. Communication is looking at the receiver and understanding whether the receiver of the communication is in receiving mode. That's when you communicate with them. You don't talk to someone when they're not. It's like you can't talk to someone when their phone is busy, right? Because the phone is busy, you can't get through. So in the same way, the receiver who's sitting in front of you, whom you're wanting to talk to, right now there are how many of you, 6 or 10 people on the live call right now. So you're the ones who are open and receiving my information, but there are many who are not online, so obviously I can't communicate with them. So are you in receiving mode? Does your child feel you're in receiving mode? So this is my son asking for a computer, but it could also be, so something happened in school, I think it was 2 years ago, and he had got into trouble, and he spoke about that also at a time in the evening when all of us were having dinner and we were all sitting and blah blah blah. So there has to be pockets in the day or in the week when your child feels that it is safe for them to share their struggles, their losses, their fails, their disappointments, rather than feeling that you are so stressed out that they would rather not stress you out further by sharing where they have messed up in life. Yeah. So please ensure that there are enough windows and spaces in your day and week for your child to open up to you if you want to continue to have a good, open, communicative relationship with your child. And the fourth thing is, are you always trying to get information from your child? And I noticed myself with my daughter recently that every time I was talking to her, oh, so where were you? Okay, so oh, you returned at 2 o'clock. Oh, okay. And then what did you do after? Instead of saying, how was your day? Did you enjoy your class? I was stuck in the logistics of where she was, what she was doing. And I felt my daughter clam up that I'm sitting here in Dubai and I'm trying to control her movement, or find out. I can't control it honestly, but try and find out about her movements. And I realized my mistake then and there. So be careful of how much time you're spending trying to glean out information from your child. And the last thing, if your child is really not opening up to you and has shut themselves down, just so that you can have a communication with them, so that there's a platform of, you know, sharing and all of that, you share your day. You tell your child about your day and say, this is what I cooked, this is what I baked, this is what I did at work, this is the Excel presentation I did, this is what my bosses said, this was what my meeting. It can be about your fails, it can be about your disappointments. You can also share that you're upset about something, so that your child feels. I used to do that a lot with my daughter, and she used to always feel that, you know, because you share so much of your work related stuff with me, that I feel that you respect me, you look at me as, I won't say the word adult, but as somebody whom you treat equally. And basically the key word was for trust, because I felt that if I shared my failures with my children, they would understand that perfection is not what we must all be chasing. We must be on a journey. So I mean, that was part and parcel of the lesson, but the key thing I wanted to do is to continue to talk to them. So, you know, now I go get my son from school and he's tired and exhausted. He's not always in the mood to talk. So I keep talking in the background about what I did. Today I'll tell him I did the live. I did it in, you know, my daughter's room, and it was a different background. I'll talk to him about these things and how it went and what was the response, and this is what a client called up and said, or whatever, just to sort of keep the information going. So why has your child stopped talking to you, and what can you do if you think your child has moved away? The first thing is, what is the mood you are walking with in the house? The second thing, are you always lecturing your child? The third thing, is there enough opportunities in the day or week for you to have a chilled atmosphere in terms of family activities so your child can open up and bond with you? Fourth, are you always trying to get information from your child? And fifth, if your child is really not talking, share your day and what's going on with you. Yeah, so that your child feels that you are treating them like an equal. So yes, so that's what I really wanted to talk about with you guys, because of this child who came to me and really I think reminded me how important it is for us to manage our emotions, so that we create a safe space for our child to express themselves, be able to communicate with us, be able to talk to us. So that's it from me today. Hi Nashwa, how are you? I'm good. Samya, thank you. So is there anything anybody wants to say in the comments? Do write below. If you're looking at the live later on and listening to the recording, please feel free to comment, ask questions, whatever it is you want to do, and I'd be happy to talk to you, reply to you in the comments. I'm back and I'll be doing my Monday morning lives here, and I'll be talking more about the programs that I offer for parents and for children, and I'm hoping to see some of you sign up and exponentially improve the quality of your relationships with your spouse and with your children, because we need to create peace, love and harmony on the planet, one family unit at a time. That's what Athena Life Coaching is all about. That's what I stand. So I'm so happy to be back. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye from me now.